Hello and welcome back to Old Truthford, the home of Honestly Biased sports content. How are we doing, folks? Mr. Ryan Taylor, good to see you. Are you serious now as a Chelsea fan? What is wrong with Bowley? I mean, you guys have officially signed Alejandro Garnacho from Manchester United. Just gonna see all the breaking news now. So Fabrizio Romano tweeted only a minute ago saying that Alejandro Garnacho to Chelsea. Here we go. Deal done. Garnacho only wanted Chelsea and will sign 7-year deal at the club for fee close to £40 million package. Wow. Garnacho has signed a 7-year deal at Chelsea on a £40 million package. Wow. Okay, so that's for £40 million. 40 million. Okay, so if you haven't already, folks, drop a like on the video. Got to keep the YouTube overlords happy and the lights on at Old Truthford Incorporated. Okay, so let's see the updates as they come in. Admin, we did it. We scammed Chelsea. We got 40 mil for him. I did predict it would be around 42.5 mil. So I'm a bit disappointed with 40 mil, if I'm honest. But at the same time, given the fact that Chelsea somehow valued him for 25 mil, I think 40 mil isn't that bad. Close to 40 million package. Get out. Let's see what people are saying on the timeline. So, Garnacho to Chelsea, here we go. As per Fabrizio Romano. A lot of United fans happy with the fact that he's finally gone. There is a 10% sell-on clause in the deal to take Alejandro Garnacho to Chelsea, okay. So United have included a 10% sell-on clause in the transfer. Largest transfer fee for an academy product, 4th largest in the club's history, after Cristiano Ronaldo, Lukaku, and Angel Di Maria. Wait a sec, this is the 4th largest transfer that we've had in terms of profit, other than Cristiano Ronaldo, Romelu Lukaku, and Di Maria. That just goes to show how bad we are at selling players, man. Oh my god. Okay, David Ornstein has also just tweeted confirming the news. Alejandro Garnacho's 40 mil fixed fee to Chelsea is the 4th largest sale in United's history and the largest sale ever of an academy player. Wow. He's finally gone. He's finally gone, ladies and gents. Let's get a proper poll in. We'll end this poll on who's liked the stream. And we're going to get a poll in for... Will Manchester United regret selling Garnacho? Yes or no? What do you think, guys? Will Man United regret selling Alejandro Garnacho? Yes or no? Okay, what other news do we have regarding this? Has Ornstein shared anything further? It's a 7-year contract as well, by the way, guys. It's a 7-year contract that Garnacho has signed to get out of Manchester United. You know what? I used to laugh at Mourinho's football heritage speech, but season after season, I started to understand it more and more. What do you mean by that, Double I? Give me more meat on the bone. What do you understand from it? 7-year contract? Nah, it's Chelsea, ladies, for me from now on. Chelsea's men is finished, says Ryan Taylor. What else? What else do we have? I mean, we've got 40 mil straight up cash, by the way, because he is an academy product. He is that is entirely profit that we've got from Garnacho being sold. Wow. He's only 21 years old though. 40 million for a 21-year-old. I do think he's going to do well at Chelsea though. I do think he's going to do well. A 10% sell-on clause is utterly pointless, by the way. I mean, he signed a 7-year contract at Chelsea. Odds are he's going to be staying there for a long time now. So to put a 10% sell-on clause is utterly pointless in my view anyway. I do not see how that's going to benefit us whatsoever. If you are new to the stream, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. We are going to be going over all the latest regarding the Jadon Sancho news as well that's recently come out. Okay, so this is everything that David Ornstein has shared. Chelsea reach agreement with Manchester United to sign Alejandro Garnacho. Deal for 21-year-old winger worth 40 mil fixed fee plus 10% sell-on clause. Contract to 2032. Medical scheduled for London on Friday as Argentina international joins Chelsea FC from United. Wow. Okay, we've got people saying that this is an absolute disgrace that we've sold him for 40 mil. But I mean, if we're being honest, we were going to get nothing from him. So I mean, 40 mil to me anyway doesn't seem like a terrible price. I did predict that it would be around 42.5 mil. But yeah, 40 mil isn't bad. And we need those funds. We need those funds to make more signings. So hopefully we can at least bring in a midfielder and a goalkeeper now, so Amorim isn't just left completely stranded the entire bloody league season. I understand that when managers leave, they leave behind them steady foundations. No team not interested in the club, don't care about the fans, and they're passionate about the club. Literally mid-table talent, mid-table talented players. Don't worry, Double I will be making videos on every player that should be sold from this point on, and let's see if they stick to it. I mean, if you look on the channel, I think I've still got the playlist up there. I created a playlist called Squad Management, and in that playlist, I've literally gone through every single player that needs to be sold so far with Manchester United, and I will continue to do so, because realistically, I think a lot of fans get convinced. A lot of fans get convinced by these players when realistically they shouldn't. I mean, for me personally, I put a bunch of players in there. I put all of the players that left on freeze, so Johnny Evans, Victor Lindelof, Christian Eriksen, all of them were obvious they had to go. I said Man United must sell Alejandro Garnacho. This was all like 6 months ago, by the way. I told everyone we need to sell Garnacho. We need to clear the deadwood with Eriksen, with Victor Lindelof, with Evans. Harry Maguire, I said that he has revived his Manchester United career and he needs to stay at the club now. I said that Onana needed to be sold. He's still not been sold. I said Erasmus needed to be sold. I said Luke Shaw needs to be sold. And yet somehow he's still in this squad. I said Marcus Rashford needs to be sold. And I said Diogo Dalot needs to be sold. All of these players that I'm listing here are players that will not be in a Premier League winning side. They need to be sold. So the sooner we do that, the better. I will keep making those vids and see if I can get a couple more made for next week, because obviously it's going to be a bit of a dry week with no football. Hello, admin. Had a good day so far? I mean, had a better day than you, Christian. I mean, you've got the bloody Vape Boy on your hands. Hope you enjoy him. Hope you enjoy Vape Boy Garnacho. And like he said, look at how they play, and that's if they play. Guys, if you haven't already, drop a like on the stream. It really does help the community of Old Truthford grow. And we are growing every single day. So please support the channel, drop a like, and get your questions in regarding the Alejandro Garnacho situation. I mean, in reality, I don't know. In reality, I think INEOS have fully backed Amorim. I mean, they've signed the players that he wants to play. They've backed his formation, and now they're getting rid of all the players who don't suit that formation. It's very bold from INEOS, but I think INEOS are willing to stack all their chips on Amorim because he is such a highly touted manager. And at the end of the day, people are still blaming him for that Grimsby result, but there was a lot of talent on that pitch that was not performing. And I don't want to dig out Fredriksson too much because he is a 20-year-old, but I mean, Fredriksson, Ugarte, Onana, Delo in the first half, all of them absolute trash. So I'm sorry, but we need to do something more than this. We need to bring something more. We need to be something more, and we're not going to get there without transfer windows and without shipping all of this deadwood off, because Manuel Ugarte is not going to be in a Premier League winning squad. I can tell you that for nothing. Mourinho succeeded with goddamn Porto and Roma and somehow failed with us. I mean, did he succeed with Roma? I mean, he did better at United than he did at Roma. But guys, what do you think? Vote in the poll, because I want to see what you guys think. Will Man United regret selling Garnacho? Vote in the poll by the chat. I want to see what everyone thinks. The majority of people are going with yes right now. I'm hoping his career falls off of a cliff, if I'm being honest, purely for the fact that if Garnacho absolutely storms the league now, then yeah, people are not going to let Amorim live it down. Mourinho did not fail at United, lol. I mean, he got 2 trophies and came second. I think that's probably... No, it is almost definitely the best post-Sir Alex Ferguson manager we've had. So he hasn't really failed. But yeah. Sweet Jesus. If you're new to the stream, guys, hit that like button. But let's go over some other news. Let's see everyone's reaction on Twitter as well. So people just keep comparing that like other players went for more than Garnacho this summer, but the difference is Garnacho was an absolute pagan and kind of put us in a corner. It was either get no money for him and him waste his talent, or sell him. And it's a very similar situation to Isaac and Newcastle. Like, Isaac does not want to play for Newcastle United again, and I'd be surprised if he does, because at the end of the day, the players do have a certain level of power, and when they don't want to play for a club, even though they've signed a contract, then there's nothing we can do. So yeah, it's shit, but it's reality. So second place and getting knocked out in the round 16 in the Champions League by Sevilla was successful. I mean, without Man City like financially doping, he would have won a league, to be fair. I mean, could say the same about Ole. It's just, it is what it is, man. I mean, I'd take that over what we're experiencing right now any day of the week. I'd take Mourinho. Not back now, obviously I'm back in Ruben Amorim, but I'd take the Mourinho days back any day. Speaking of failure, what are we thinking about the Slovene Bentner failing to score against Fishermen and then hiding during the pens. He wasn't hiding during the pens. I think Šeško actually played pretty well, to be honest. I actually think he played well. Well, okay, so Ben Jacobs is saying, as expected, Chelsea came up from £30 million and Manchester United down from 50 million. Deal suits all parties. I mean, 40 mil fixed fee for Garnacho, 40 mil obligation fee for Højlund. At least we're doing some business and we're getting rid of players. I mean, we've actually sold a player, guys. How long? When's the last time that we actually sold a player? It was like Scott McTominay or something. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. Any other news coming out around Garnacho? So some people are saying 40 mil fixed fee for Garnacho does wonders for our PSR, plus 40 mil obligation fee for Højlund. Absolutely no reason now why we can't sign a midfielder this window. I'd say put in a 90 mil bid for Baleba and see how it goes. Are we going to do it? Are we going to make a last inch effort for Baleba, or are we literally just going to sign a goalkeeper and that's it? Jamie Jackson has just come out as well, speaking on Ruben Amorim, saying Amorim's tactics and man management are being questioned by some in the Manchester United dressing room, and there's a feeling at the club that he may resign unless results pick up. Wow. I mean, what happened to Luke Shaw saying that this is like the best squad that it's ever been, everyone's so happy? Like, honestly, you cannot trust these players as far as you can throw them, and given how much Luke Shaw likes chips and fries, I don't think we could throw him very far. Best use of the Garnacho money is to spend it on sacking Amorim. Nope. Nope, Christian. Nope, indeed. That is not going to happen. Okay, what else do we have for you people? This is just... It's really been arguably... No, I don't think arguably. I think this has been one of the worst start we've ever experienced as United fans to a league season. It has to be. But hey, if you guys want to continue with less than a point a game, then that's fine by me. Amorim will come good, Christian. Mark my words. Mark my words. Let's see what other news we got for you people. Okay, so Napoli are close to agreeing a deal with Manchester United for Rasmus Højlund. Deal is loan plus obligation, conditional on Champions League qualification. Total deal worth 40 million. Højlund's agent in Naples finalising agreement on personal terms. Højlund ready to fly if terms agreed. So it does sound like we are going to be getting 40 mil for Højlund as well, as long as Napoli qualify for the Champions League. Watch them bloody finish mid-table now. We have to have Højlund back. Oh my god. Is it an actual obligation or a Sancho obligation? It says that the obligation is conditional on Champions League qualification. That's what it says. I'm not gonna lie. If it's a bloody Sancho one again, where they only have to pay like 5 mil to get out of it, that's ridiculous. Okay, let's see. Let's see the latest on Højlund from Fabrizio. Okay, Fabrizio's not shared anything on Højlund recently, I don't think. So we're just looking at other sources for the Højlund news. Ben Jacobs has come out, though, saying, understand Napoli and Manchester United are now close to a 40 mil agreement for Rasmus Højlund. Personal terms still being finalised with Højlund, but progress made on all sides. Formula remains a loan with a conditional obligation. Okay. For Rasmus Højlund's loan move to Napoli to become permanent, they must qualify for the Champions League this season. Surely Napoli are going to qualify for Champions League. How are they doing in Serie A? How are they doing? Okay, they're off to a winning start. I mean, they just need to finish in the top 4, surely. Surely. If Amorim leaves by himself and leave this clowns behind him, he'll be my favourite manager post-Fergie, because no one did this type of move on this joke of a club. I can see him resigning before he gets sacked, if I'm being perfectly honest. I can definitely see Ruben Amorim deciding to just outright leave. Let's start a new poll. Will Ruben Amorim resign? Will Ruben Amorim resign? Yes or no? I don't know if he's going to quit, though. I think he would. I feel like managers kind of see resigning as quitting, and I don't know if they take too fondly to that. I don't think he'll do it. What's Fabrizio saying? So, matter of short time, and Rasmus Højlund will become new Napoli player, says Fabrizio. That was 40 minutes ago, so I'd imagine either today or tomorrow that will be announced that Rasmus Højlund is a Napoli player. What else do we have? Rasmus Højlund to Napoli's in the final stretch. Okay, so that's 80 mil. That's 80 mil we're bringing in there with Rasmus Højlund and Garnacho. I'd imagine Antony will also leave to Real Betis. How much for, though, is going to be up for contention. We do have to see how much we'll get for that, but surely we can put that bid in for Baleba now. Surely. I mean, at least Rasmus Højlund's handled the situation well compared to other players. I read somewhere that Lemons held talks with Galatasaray today. So supposedly Galatasaray have come to Antwerp and they've literally said, we will pay you more money to get Lemons. Now, will United slap their big red devil on the table, or will they back out of the deal because it's gonna cost a bit more? I don't know. What else do we have? So DiMarzio also said that there's a verbal agreement reached between Napoli and United for Rasmus Højlund. So it's purely on Rasmus Højlund just signing off his contract, I believe, and then that deal will be announced as well. Anthony to Betis will be like 30 mil. Sancho to LAFC 10 mil, and Malacia to the local McDonald's for £45. Wow. I think we would accept Anthony to Betis for 30 mil, but Betis do not want to pay 30 mil. They're trying to do some sort of weird shared ownership. So then if they sell Anthony, then United will get like half of the sales, which makes no sense. And I don't know why we would do that. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see with Anthony still. Don't even blame Lemons. Go to Turkey and enjoy your career, my friend. Man, it's bad when the United fans are even saying like, we don't blame you for not coming to us. It's really bad. Okay, are there any more movements for United? Obviously, a lot of people are talking about Ruben Amorim right now and what his future will be. Personally, I think we would be it would be ridiculous and we would be idiots to get rid of Ruben Amorim. I think when people keep saying this stuff about questioning the system this, questioning the system that, it's just dumb. It's just really, really dumb to me. I can't fathom why people think that it's something wrong with the system instead of players who are unwilling to play the ball forward, like Ugarte, Fredriksson. and Onana just is willing to clatter people in the face rather than actually try and defend a cross. It's really bad. But one thing that this Garnacho move does prove is that players do still have some power, and I think we're seeing a mini version of Isaac going to Liverpool. That's what we're seeing here. Okay, so Simon Stone, football reporter for the BBC, has shared sources with an understanding of the situation are adamant this uncertainty does not exist from the top down at United. They say it was always felt the journey being taken under Ruben Amorim would be a long one, and that the club want to avoid making short-term decisions based around a couple of poor results. So the board have come out and backed Ruben Amorim. They have come out and backed Ruben Amorim. So for those people who were Amorim out, I mean, it's crazy because, you know, I've obviously got the Instagram page with Old Truthford, which is around 9,300 people, and I did a poll on are you Amorim in or Amorim out immediately after the game yesterday, and let me give you the results, guys. So over 900 people voted in this, and 84% said Amorim in, 16% said Amorim out. But then as soon as you go on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, everyone just loses their minds. Everyone is losing their minds on X, and they're very quick to call out the manager because they want to keep up this illusion that they know more about football than the common fan. But at the end of the day, I'm sorry, like, you can't blame Amorim for individual performances that are getting like 4s out of 10s, and they're coming from your goalkeeper. Like, you can talk about frailties all you want in the system, or you can look at the players who are underperforming and say they need to leave. They need to leave. You have to admit it was a really bad move to rotate the goalkeeper when you have one game a week, and playing 5 at the back against Fisherman, I don't know, man, he seems out of his depth. It's not 5 at the back, it's 3 at the back, Christian. And why would it be a bad move rotating the goalkeeper? We've got the only reason he was rotating the goalkeeper is because we've actually got 3 games in the space of 7 days. We had one on Sunday, we had one yesterday, so that's Wednesday, and we've got one on Saturday. So we've got 3 games this week. And people are saying about, is Onana going to come back to the side? Is he not? All of this sort of stuff. He's got to prove himself. And did he prove himself against Grimsby? Did he prove himself against Grimsby? No. No, he did not. I mean, in my eyes, literally, Onana has moved to our 3rd best goalkeeper. I think number 1 spot is a fight between Heaton and Bayindir. I mean, Bayindir's got good distribution, but still a bit shaky. But Onana's he's just a head case, mate. He is literally a head case. He cannot help himself from just self-sabotaging and destroying any chance of happiness that we have as Manchester United fans. So I'm sorry, but I think Ruben Amorim did the right thing, and I think he's shown to us and made it even more obvious that Onana needs to leave this football club. He needs to leave. There's no future here. There's no future here for Onana. If even you, admin, coached United yesterday, they should have won it. It's not a coach thing anymore. Exactly, Double I. Exactly. I mean, the quality between those players and the Grimsby Town players is so big that it's a mentality issue. It can't be anything to do. You can't tell me that the Farmers in the 4th division have more technical quality than Manchester United players. It's entirely a mentality issue, and they need to be sold, all of these weak players, because like we can have all of this like, oh yeah, everyone's Everyone's bloody smiling, and this is the best atmosphere we've had in years. Woohoo! Woohoo! But, like, yay, we all get along. That's nice. But at the end of the day, if you don't perform, you need to get gone. And all of these players that I mentioned earlier, all of them still need to leave Manchester United. And those players are, let me list out the ones that are still here. Onana, Shaw, Delo, they all need to leave. Fortunately, everyone else has left, so Rashford is on loan. Højlund's on loan with obligation to buy. I mean, I'm sorry, but they need to go, and it's only a matter of time before they do, because realistically, lads, if we don't get rid of them, we will continue embarrassing ourselves week after week after week after week. If you haven't already, subscribe if you're new. I'm just going over the players that need to be sold. Subscribe and get involved in the chat as well, because realistically, for those as well who haven't checked it out, I do have a playlist on the channel called Squad Management where I go through every player pretty much that needs to be sold. I am going to be doing more videos with this upcoming week during the international break, but we need Delo to be sold, we need Shaw to be sold, we need Onana to be sold, and we need some more players to be sold who I will be doing individual videos on and breaking down their entire United career and their overall existence, because it's a disgrace, man. It's a genuine disgrace. We used to have the best goalkeeper in the world and the best backup keeper in the world. We genuinely did with De Gea and Romero. Because Onana is supposed to be shipped off, no. Why not play Heaton? We all know Onana is a bum. We knew it before the game, and we know it after the game. So Onana, in an ideal world, he'd be shipped off, but at the start of the summer, it was almost like a guaranteed Onana's definitely going to be leaving. And then, surprise, surprise, we get into the summer transfer window and you start seeing reports of, we can't get rid of Onana unless we sell him and then bring in a new number one. We can't go for Donnarumma unless we get rid of Onana. And Onana doesn't want to go to Saudi, so he's going to stay at United, because no European club in their right mind would sign André Onana. Who would do that? Who would choose to put their club and their fans through that, other than Manchester United? But the new players also looked like shiz in that game. Yeah, sure, the dead wood needs to get gone, but you might have signed a ton of new players in the past two windows and no one looks like a hit. Christian, think of it this way. We let go about 8 players this summer, and we've signed 3. We've signed 3 players to replace 8, and those are players who are playing at centre-back, midfield, everywhere throughout the pitch. Yeah? And we've replaced them with 3 players who are all attackers. Like, that's not going to fix a squad, man. That is not going to fix a squad. And you say the new players look shit. Yeah, they did. Like, the ones that Ten Hag signed, pretty much. I mean, I don't know, actually, about the new players. I think Xerxes impacted the game when he came on. I think De Ligt impacted the game when he came on. The only new player that really looked bad, in my opinion, was Ugarte. Ugarte, he is not built for any physical game whatsoever. The fact that we paid the money for him, I'd love to know who decided to sign Manuel Ugarte. Because before he came, he looked like a mid-player, and I was saying he looks like a mid-player. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he needs to get accustomed to the league, get more physically strong, all of this sort of stuff. And it's a year on, and he's getting donned in the midfield by Grimsby Town. I'm sorry, Ugarte, he needs to get sold right now. He doesn't need a second season to prove himself. Like, he should be performing well as well. He knows the system. He's played under Amorim before. Ugarte is just physically not equipped for English football. Some players just aren't. Some players belong in bloody the Portuguese league, or they belong in the French league, or I don't know, leave him in bloody Uruguay or wherever he's from. Like, why do we have to deal with this? Why do we have to deal with this from Ugarte? except for maybe Mazza and Yoro. I know I will sound crazy, but we should follow Chelsea's strategy, like sell like 10, 15 players and bring in like 30, 40 other players, renew the whole squad. I think it looks like we're trying to do that. We're putting a lot of energy into signing these young players these days at Manchester United, like Sekou Kone, like Heaven. I mean, even Heaven, he really didn't. He did not impress me in that game. I mean, I understand he's a 19-year-old kid and he's coming up against Grimsby, but you're supposed to be a really, really talented young kid, and you're letting them like big man you. It's like you should have some arrogance about you. You play for United. You shouldn't be flailing all over the place and falling over yourself. We get so much shiz for the way we do transfers and hire managers, but I like the fact that if someone sucks, we ship them off and don't even lose money. You really should be more ruthless. Exactly, Christian, exactly. I think, and that's the thing, when people were saying about, obviously there's a lot of jokes about Sir Jim, like sacking the dinner ladies and all of this sort of stuff, but what he's shown since he's come in is that he's willing to be ruthless. And I'm hoping that message will filter down to the actual team as well, of if people don't perform, they're gone. If people are surplus to requirements, we just ship them off straight away, because that's what we need to do anyway, and I'm hoping that's what we do. Lol. Ugarte was such a questionable transfer. He was average in the French league, the F in French league. I know, Christian, I know. And the fact that we bought him for like, what, 40, 45 mil? And then PSG used that money to buy João Neves for 60 mil. When João Neves, like one of the first videos I ever made on this channel was, should Manchester United buy João Neves? And when I found out that, okay, we're not going for João Neves anymore, but we're going to sign the player that PSG are replacing with João Neves, it made no sense, man. It made no sense. And Ten Hag set us back so many years with recruitment, and it just feels like we need to get that right. So I can understand INEOS being patient with recruitment because they don't want to take too many risks on players that could end up being dead wood, but at the same time, like, we need players to come in, even if it's just a loan. Like, what midfielder can we realistically get on loan if we're not going to get for Baleba? Because we can say all we want that, oh yeah, Baleba's lined up for next season, but if Amorim doesn't get results and the board do turn on him because of it, because of these players and everything like that, then we're not even going to see Baleba with the right manager. It's all backwards, mate. It's all backwards. Neves and Fernandez, what a timeline you missed out on. Ruthless with the lunch lady and the guards, and not the multi-millionaire athletes who don't care about the job. Come on, admin. The thing is, we are being ruthless with the athletes, though. The only problem is that they've got power because they've been put on such high contracts, which, again, INEOS didn't do. So they still have to make up for that. Like, they really did inherit such a terrible football mess to fix up. And yeah, INEOS and Amorim are in a very, very difficult place. Okay, let's see. So far from the bomb squad, Rashford's gone, Garnacho's gone, Højlund's close to leaving, Anthony's close to leaving. Jadon Sancho has just gone radio silent, so it looks like he's going to be sitting around on like 250k a week, just chilling playing FIFA, which is insanity. Manchester United have no plans to sack Ruben Amorim. However, there is a feeling that if results don't improve, his stubbornness could lead to his departure, possibly next week. What? Says Jamie Jackson. So United have no plans to sack Amorim, but is he basically saying that Amorim could hand in his resignation next week, potentially? Chelsea initially entered discussions by offering 25 mil for Garnacho, and they've ended up spending 40. even then, I mean, you see the players that have gone for more, like Tyler Dibbling from Southampton. It is kind of mad how cheap Chelsea have got Garnacho here. And they got him to sign a 7-year contract. The only positive is that Garnacho is a academy product, so he is going to be straight up profit for United. That is one of the only positives, realistically, that we have. Spurs and Chelsea have done well there. Low base wages with high bonuses, rewards giving a shiz and makes it easier to ship people off. Madueke, 50 mil plus, don't kill me. It's insane, mate. It's honestly insane. You guys have just pulled a blinder in the transfer window. I'm sure the whole bomb squad will leave at the end of this window. The only one I'm not sure of is Sancho. Yeah. I think Sancho's just not interested in I just don't think he's interested in going to other clubs. I think he's just going to sit here, milk the money, and that's it. Connor, good to see you, man. If we're looking for a loan, I'd be looking at Manu Kone. Might be worth a look at. Let's have a look at Manu Kone then. Okay, so he plays for Roma. Let's look at some stats for Manu Kone. Gents, get what you think about Manu Kone in the comments as well while we have a look here. He's not the type we need, Connor. He's not the type we need. He's a good player, don't get me wrong. I'm looking at a few of his stats. He's in the 90th percentile for a lot of different things like take-ons, progressive carries, pass completion. But we need a dog in midfield. We need a tackler. We need someone who's like in the top 90% for tackles, interceptions, blocks, clearances, aerials won. We need those numbers to be really high, and Kone is in the bottom 14% for tackles. So I think we need more of like a. I'm thinking more of a N'Golo Kante type of CDM that's gonna cover like the legs of two players, so it leaves Bruno Fernandes with room to actually get further forward during parts of the match. We need a Casemiro with legs, is what we need, and yeah, I don't think Kone is necessarily the tackler that we need. I think Kone will go to Inter. There's some rumours about it. Thinking more of an anchor. I don't think it's an anchor because we want to like properly dominate possession, and as soon as we lose possession, we want to win it back, which is what Baleba would have been amazing at, especially pressing and everything, and getting back in time to stop the counter attacks. But I don't think Kone has that skill set, unfortunately. What else are people saying about Garnacho? Okay, it doesn't look like anything else has come out. Liverpool, so Fabrizio Romano has just come out saying Liverpool are ready to go all in and bid again for Alexander Isak, as players' stance has never changed. Isak only wants Liverpool, and if Newcastle decide to open doors, then Liverpool are ready. Yeah, I mean, realistically, Isak is going to be going to Liverpool, isn't he? You need a destroyer, someone who does what Caicedo does for us, covers the defence and busts the midfield, would also free up Fernandes. The problem with destroyers, though, Christian, like, they're not very mobile, or most destroyers aren't that mobile. Like, they're there, but we want, like, technical. Like, we've got a lot of big players in our team already. We've got Maguire at the back, we've got De Ligt, we've got Heaven, who's like, please 7 foot. We've got, who else do we have? We've got Yoro, who's a giant. Up top, we've got Sheshko, we've got Xerxes, we've got Cunha. We've got very tall players and physical players, but in the midfield, I think we're looking for more energy, intensity. We're looking for somebody who's going to cover a lot of ground, not just be that like towering figure who doesn't let anyone get past them. We want players who are a bit more mobile. What else do we have then? People are asking, do you think Ruben Amorim will change to a back four against Burnley? I'm sorry, but I do not think he's going to change his system whatsoever. Go really Football Manager sweat and get Martinez in DM. I hope you're not talking about Lissandro Martinez. Or which Martinez are you talking about? I haven't played Football Manager in years. Admin! Damien, how you doing, man? Good to see you. But lads, what do we think about the Garnacho deal in the end? Did we get ripped off? Have we done all right? I mean, I don't think it's the end of the world. I don't think it's the end of the world. Garnacho going for 40 mil. I think he is going to be one that we regret. I do think that. But I don't think it's the end of the world. And if it does mean that we've got enough funds to actually put in a bid for Baleba, which we still haven't done, then I'd be a happy man. You got scammed, but somehow I also feel like we got scammed. Nobody's winners here. But lads, if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are going to be going live every single evening covering the latest transfer news and all other Manchester United related activity. We are also going to be going live for the Burnley game this weekend, as well as doing a cheeky boxing stream. Going to be doing the Misfits event for those who are available. At least last season we had company in Spurs. This season, it seems it's only us down there, huh? I think we're going to get a good result against Burnley. If I'm being honest. Like, Christian, you said earlier about like the new recruits not looking good. I think Cunha and Mbeumo looked decent in that game. I'm not going to lie. I think Cunha was good when he was on. I mean, he created 3 chances. 67% successful dribbles, 100% accurate long balls, 100% of aerial duels won. I think Cunha did well. I think Cunha did do well when he was on against Grimsby. And also, Mbeumo came off the bench and got a goal. So, I mean, he also created the most chances in the match. So, Mbeumo came on, got a goal, and created 6 chances. So, like, to say that, oh, okay, all of our new players are flopping or this or that, it's, they're really not. They're really not. Admin, are we in for any other players in the market? We're obviously in for that goalkeeper, Larmans, but in terms of being linked to any midfielders, I've not seen any names that we're linked to. Not one. Obviously, with Garnacho now leaving, as Nav says there. Good to see you, Nav. With Garnacho now leaving, we've brought in 40 mil. That's straight profit because he was an academy player. Højlund is going to be on a loan with an obligation to buy for £40 million should Napoli qualify for the Champions League this season, which you'd imagine they would, unless they have a complete capitulation or something like that. But I think with Conte, surely they're going to get top 4 at least. So, yeah. So that's 80 mil. And then obviously you've got Anthony, who we're holding out for 30 mil from Betis. That would be 110 mil. That would literally fund the Baleba deal itself. So I'm hoping we at least put a bid in for Baleba. I'm hoping we at least put in a bid. 40 million, we got robbed. How much do you think that we should have got for Garnacho, Nav? Amorim potentially resigning. Very bleak. I don't think he's going to resign. I don't think he's a quitter. I don't think he's going to resign. Sesko looks like shiz. Cunha looks bang average. It's Grimsby, for fudge's sake. He is supposed to dominate their defenders, playing the Ballers League. And Mbeumo blasted the bar harder than a blast to Big Mac. Wow. I mean, realistically, Cunha looked really good. And he didn't look bang average. I think it's more the it's again it's more of a link up thing. I mean, I just don't think the midfield was existent in that Grimsby game, and realistically, Cunha should have been finding the ball on the edge of the box a lot more often, but because Fredrickson and Ugarte were too scared to play a ball forward, as well as Diogo Dalot, and then we're 2-0 down, I think it makes everything harder for all the players. So I can't say I agree with you there, Christian. Admin, you got to admit, playing a back five against a 4th division team is a little concerning. I don't know why people are going with the narrative it's a back five now when it's clearly a back three. Like, I'm sorry, it's not a back five. At least 60 says Nav. Yeah, I think 42.5 mil fixed with 7.5 mil add-ons was what I was originally expecting for Garnacho, so around like 50 mil. But I mean, at the end of the day, he was just going to rot in the reserves anyway and probably bring the mood down. So I can understand why we sold him, and it's going to be the exact same reason why Isaac is sold from Newcastle, because people want to say, oh yeah, if you've got a contract, then you've got to play for the club. But at the end of the day, players do have power because you can't force anyone to do anything that they don't want to do. So, yeah, I mean, they got what they wanted. They forced their moves, and here we are. I mean, yeah. At least 60, then he, Cunha very good, and Mbuemo very good, Sesko very promising. Sesko got into some very good positions, you know. He was like inches away from scoring a couple of times. The midfield and defence was Shears. Yep. I mean, I don't want to say the defence because that includes Harry Maguire. I think Maguire had a good game. I think Fredrickson, Heaven, and Onana just completely bottled it. Let's not talk about the goalkeeper. Sesko looks like a worse Havertz. He won't get 10 plus goals this season. You can hold me to this. I don't think that'll be on Sesko, though. I think that'll be on other players underperforming instead of him. I think he will get 10 goals. I think he'll get 10 goals in the Premier League. That's just not true, Christian. What has he shown this season, Nav? What a striker who can't score against Uber Eats drivers. He's only played like one game, mate. He started one match, Christian. Yeah, it's kind of mad. To say that he's gonna flop. He's literally started one game. But yeah, thanks folks. We have hit 2,280 subscribers, so we are only 20 away from 2,300. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button to become an Old True Fordian. Get involved in the chat, and then any frustrations you have United related, please get them out. Get him out while you can. He was Shears when coming off the bench as well. No, he wasn't. He really wasn't. Old Truther to the moon. You want to invest in that Truth coin now, guys. Because best believe in a couple of years or a couple of weeks, who knows, Old Truthford will be shooting high. Xerxes crap. Xerxes was good when he came on. Bro, safer. The absolute Manchester United hater over here. You got to stop this. It's not good for your health, man. Cunha, I have hope for. He has something about him, but Mbuemo might have been a Thomas Frank thing. That guy can cook with anyone. Bro, Christian, in that game, Mbuemo came off the bench, got a goal, and created 6 chances. Like, he showed his quality. Look at this. Look at his stats as well. Accurate crosses, 100%. Accurate long balls, 100%. Tackles won, 100%. Ground rules won, 100%. Like, people keep saying as well that we played like our first team against Grimsby Town. We clearly didn't. I mean, like, as soon as Bruno Fernandes is not included in the team, we immediately go from being like maybe a 7 out of 10 at best down to like a 5. So we've got to rely on a 5 out of 10 team beating a team that are going to be 100% up for it and just packed with adrenaline. We have a captain who's leaving next year. How can he still be captain when the team know he's leaving? Nobody knows that he's leaving. Everyone, I don't know who pushed that narrative, because nobody has said that, like, Bruno Fernandes is leaving. He's not said it. No one said it. Against bloody Grimsby. Where was he in the Prem so far? Cunha's been good, man. He's hit the post a couple of times, I think. He's getting into really good positions. He just needs to do that final finishing touch now. And then best believe he will go on a goal-scoring run like nobody has ever seen. We can't beat a League 2 team. We could. Onana can't beat a League 2 team. That's true, but Manchester United can. We have a captain who... Where are we? Loud motorbike there. Hate on the midfield, defence and goalkeeper. Yep. 100% agree, Nav. I mean, can I say something as well? Mainu, by the way, looked twice the player when Bruno Fernandes came on, so I think we need to see Mainu and Fernandes in the midfield. I don't think it's going to help Amorim if we don't see Mainu and Fernandes in the midfield, because people know Casemiro is not built for the Premier League. Like, we know that. We know Ugarte is not built for it, and he never will be at this stage. So yeah, we need to see changes from Amorim. We need to see a big statement. If Amorim started Onana in the Premier League in the next game, do you know how many fans would turn on him? Do you know how many fans would turn on Ruben Amorim if he started Onana in the league? I get the Onana hate, but admin, your attack also sucked against Grimsby. Liverpool have a shocking defence, but they score 3+ every game. Look, okay, Christian, I'll explain it in terms of momentum, okay? Let's look at this. So, what happened was, we started the game really slow against Grimsby, yeah. The midfield was non-existent. Ugarte didn't see him for the first 20 minutes. So, how, other than long balls, are we going to actually... Although I will say this, Ahmad had a stinker. I don't think Ahmad was very good, but I agree with that side of the attack. But guys, if in the first 20 minutes our midfield cannot get a grip on the game and the centre-backs are literally passing it back to Onana every 2 minutes or sideways, then imagine that. Okay, so we're 20 minutes in, we can't build up any momentum from the midfield or anything like that, so the attack can't get in the game. Then Grimsby get their goal. They get their goal from just a bloody cross, and then Onana obviously gets beat at his near post. Okay, we're 1-0 down. How do we react? We react pretty well, actually. I mean, we actually formed an attack. We were creating some XG, and then we concede again. So we're 2-0 down. At that point, the confidence is gone. The confidence is shot. I mean, we've seen Onana make 2 terrible mistakes, which have led us to be 2-0 down. The midfield couldn't create a chance when we weren't 2-0 down. Now the atmosphere's amped up, so they're going to be even more mentally weak. So then we've dropped down to 2-0. We've dropped down to 2-0. The atmosphere's pumping at Grimsby Town Stadium, whatever that's called. And then the players have to somehow learn how to play in midfield at the same time. Like, it's just unrealistic. Like, the forwards never had a chance the entire game. The only time they did have a chance is when Bruno Fernandes came on and actually provided some bloody composure in the midfield. And then all of a sudden, United are dominating play. Centre-backs as well. The centre-backs are actually passing forward like De Ligt. Tyler Fredrickson, I'd love to see how many passes he played forward, because I swear it was just sideways, backwards on that right-hand side all night. And then the odd time he would pass it to Diogo Dalot, and then guess what Diogo Dalot would do? Sideways, backwards. Like, it's... I just don't understand how we're expected to build up plays when half the team do not want to play the ball forward. Ben Jacobs said he will leave. I will never forget Grimsby. What a team performance. Should have won yesterday. We robbed them in regular time. I mean, that is one of the positives. I mean, at least those Grimsby fans are going to have something to remember for the rest of their lives. I doubt they've got too much to celebrate, so that's good for them. Even with the changes, you only won the second half 2-1. That Grimsby goal was incorrectly ruled offside. If your heads drop against street sweepers, no matter what the score is, you are finished. I do think that... I'm going to sound like bloody Ty from Arsenal Fan TV, but second half, I think second half, the... Grimsby had that counter-attack chance, but other than that, we literally dominated for half. If you look at the final stats of the game, Grimsby with 30% possession, 1.75 XG, which is still too high, but most of that came in the first half, if not all of it. And then we ended the game with 3.15 XG. So we should have scored 3 goals. And by the time the end of the game came around, we easily could have. I mean, De Ligt had loads of chances. Sesko, I think he had a chance in the box where him and De Ligt kind of got their wires crossed. We could have won it as well. So, and again, I know that's nothing to be proud of. It's a bloody Grimsby town. It's 4th division, but at the same time, we need to remember the games for what they were. Wow, you are talking about XG? I am indeed, Ilmi. Good to see you, man. Are you mad, bro? We know that Ilmi is not a big fan of XG. That's what we do know for sure. Ilmi, what do you think about Alejandro Garnacho going for 40 mil? What do you think about Alejandro Garnacho being sold? Thank you, by the way, whoever just subscribed. I appreciate you. Be sure to get your thoughts in the chat as well. And welcome to the Ultra Fordian fam. We are only 19 subscribers away from 2,300 subscribers. So, gents, ladies, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, join the community, and enjoy and bask in the pain with all of us. But yeah, I don't know what to say, lads. Do I think Ruben Amorim will resign? I don't think so. I think he's a fighter. I think he is going to push and stay at Manchester United, or at least I hope so. And yeah, I think there's still a twist in the tail yet for Ruben Amorim. I think I've still got faith in him. I do still have faith in him, even though people think I'm insane for saying that. I don't care about him. I would have exchanged him with a cow because I can eat the cow. By the way, did your XG score goals? They did, to be fair. I mean, we got 3.15 XG, which shows that, okay, we did dominate the second half, got the 2 goals, but we should have scored 3, so it shows that the attack or the players let the manager down there. I think he will stay. Far too much money to just resign. I think INEOS have also realised that they have to back Amorim, because if you think of it this way, INEOS brought in a manager who wants to play 3 at the back, and we've alienated all of our young stars. We've alienated Garnacho, we've alienated Mainu, we've alienated Højlund. We've alienated all of these players by backing the manager with this system, because these players don't suit that system. And yeah, so it's kind of like an all-in with Amorim now. And I think Sir Jim needs to give him a bloody back massage or something, because the stuff that he's had to witness these players do, I wouldn't be surprised if he has a heart attack before the end of the season. I would have won with my friends against that team. Yeah, but Ilmi, you're a true baller. Come on, man. We know you're a true baller. But gents, I think we'll see what the final updates that have come out, and then we'll leave it there. What's going on here? So Newcastle have signed a striker, so it does look as though Isaac is going to Liverpool. would probably put money on that. The mismanagement at your club for the past couple of years has been generational, not going to lie. Amorim for me should go, says Ilmi. Oh no, Ilmi, don't do it. You said the same about Ten Hag, man. Why do you think Amorim should go? What do you think Amorim has done wrong? Tell me that. Riddle me that, guys. What has Amorim done wrong so far? Silence in the courtyard? Silence in the street? That's what I thought. Amorim has not done a thing wrong. It's these players who bottled it against Tottenham, bottled it against Grimsby, and that's it. Look at Hugo Larsson. If you need a CM option, only question is if Frankfurt would let him go for less than 80. Let's have a look at Larsson then. Okay, Hugo Larsson stats. Let's have a look. Okay, he is high for interceptions and blocks. He's not very high for tackles, though. Not very high for tackles. And he's also 21. Nah, I don't know. Nah, I don't think he's a generational talent. The only like young 20 people that we're going to sign are generational talents. That's it. That's what I'm looking for. And a Belabor matches that description quite fine. A manager that cannot change his formation is not for us. Also, United always played 4-3-3. Bruh, stop looking at the past, man. Not 5 defenders. It wasn't 5 defenders, bro. It was 3. It was 3 defenders. Look at the win percentage. He's cooked, bro. By the way, also Fernandez out. Okay, Ilmi's got me. Ilmi's. I'm sorry, Ilmi. I can't be having this, guys. We're gonna end the stream here. Hope you all have a delightful evening. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Become an old Trufordian. Join the team. We will be pumping out some more content as the days go on. But for now, lads. Wait, I'll read this comment first. His subs during games are also shocking, Ilmi. Never seen a guy bring on defenders to win a cup final. Bruh. Come on, you need some defensive stability as well. Guys, I'm going to have to love you and leave you. Hope you all have a delightful evening. We'll be going live for the Burnley game on Saturday, and we'll also be going live tomorrow around the same time, covering the latest transfer news. But for now, Godspeed.